My guest today is Kim McGuinness, Managing Director of Network Central, founder of the enormously successful Businesswomen's Breakfast series, which has now been running for over 10 years. Kim is also one of Australia's leading commentators on networking style and practice. She was a finalist in the Sydney Business Review's Businesswoman of the Year Award in 2003 and has been nominated for the Telstra Businesswoman of the Year Award consistently for the last 6 years. Our topic is the top 5 networking mistakes. Hello, Kim.
Hello, Robert.
Thank you for joining us.
Nice to be
So
here.
look, you have been involved in many hundreds of networking events and you must have seen so many mistakes. What would you say that are kind of the biggest mistakes that businesses make?
Well, as well as seeing so many mistakes, I've also seen a lot of people do it really, really well. And they're the people that I've been studying for quite some time, probably over the last 10 years, but I've written about them consistently. And interestingly, when you study what they do well, then you can see what people aren't doing so well.
Okay.
And I think the biggest thing is, even though networking is for business, I think the biggest thing that people do wrong is to talk about business.
Right.
And forget about getting to know the person before they decide to start giving them a sales pitch.
Okay, so this is the classic one of people sort of bursting in through the door and running on about their business.
Absolutely. I'm such and such and I do this, and the elevator pitch gets sent straight away before they even know who the person they're talking to is and what they do and all that sort of thing. And I think networking, to be a master networker, you need to kind of network in reverse, and that's find out about the other people rather than letting other people find out about you.
Okay, so you have some tips for us, I know. I think you have 5, and that was number 1 then, is
talking about business.
Don't talk about business.
Forget it. Just talk about yourself. Just talk about them, find out what makes them tick, find out what's going on in their lives and in their businesses, and that's interesting because then you can work out how to help them.
Okay, so number 2, point 2.
Number 2 is judging who you're talking to. A lot of people, that I hear about, they think, oh, I can't go to that event, or I can't talk to that person because then they can't do anything for me. And to judge them before you actually know them.
So prejudging somebody without knowing anything about them.
I mean, my biggest client came from somebody I met in swimming lessons for my son. So, you can never preempt what somebody can do for you in the future, and you can never judge who that person knows, who they're married to, who their sister is, who their mother is, who their son is. You never know.
It's not. I guess some of the prejudging happens because businesses tend to think that the person they're meeting is may or may not be someone who they actually end up doing business with. But that's the wrong approach, isn't it? It's not that person, but it's people
it's people in their network.
Yes.
So if you genuinely collect people that inspire you and who you enjoy being around, then you have access by default, I guess, to their network because they trust you and they like you, and people do business with people they trust and people they like, and they also refer people they trust and people they like, and that's the big key. Okay,
so point 1 was don't go in droning on about business. Point 2 is don't prejudge.
Yeah.
Point 3?
Point 3 is not being present. So, and it's the same, this goes for anything. I mean, this is what I tell my kids all the time. If you're talking to someone, be 100% present. Listen to them and really converse and connect with that person. And that's just common manners. I mean, Mum always said to me, you be polite and don't look all over the room when you're talking to somebody. And that rings true for networking and,
of course.
And whenever we meet somebody
Point 3,
new.
be present. Number 4?
Absolutely. Number 4 is not following up. And I think we've all been guilty of the drawer of death, I call, that we put our cards into, and then you have to dust them, and that's really quite sad when you have to dust a pile of business cards.
Drawer of death, I like that.
So it's always a good strategy when, as soon as you come home, you block out time in your diary to just really think about who you met, what you talked about, and follow up with them.
And there's nothing worse, is there, than you meeting somebody and they say, oh yeah, I'll give you a call later and we'll get a copy, and you never hear from them.
And it's amazing how many times that happens.
So mistake number 4 was not following up.
Not following up.
Okay. And the final point, number 5.
Number 5 is expecting instant results. Right. We have to remember that sales is sales and networking is networking. It's two very different things. And I'm one of these people that networking is actually a lot of fun because I just collect friends. Yeah. I collect people I enjoy and people that inspire me and all that sort of thing, and it's a lot of fun. It doesn't have to be about business. The business comes later by osmosis almost. But to create a network is an extremely powerful and supportive environment to be in your business. And in any part of your life. I mean, we've all been through situations where our network saved us, and I think that's important. We have to remember that. It's not a sales pitch.
No, okay. Kim, thank you so much for
You're
sharing
welcome.
your tips with us. If we want to find out more about you and your network, which is the best website to go to?
www.networkcentral.com.au.
networkcentral.com.au. Kim, thanks again for joining us.
You're welcome.
Thank you.